So here we are. We finally have found our way to the transit we've all been waiting for. Pluto in Aquarius. Now, before you get all excited, just know change is coming. We're all excited about that. But Pluto is not in any hurry. So in the meantime, in this video, I'm going to talk more about the deeper medicine of Pluto in Aquarius, what it means for you on a personal level, what it means for your business, and what we may really see in our collective during this transformational, revolutionary time in human history. What's good, y'all? My name's Sabrina Riccio. I'm a shamanic brand strategist who is on a mission to help sovereign leaders like you work smarter and not harder as you answer the call to activate your legacy and revolutionize the world with your medicine. Thanks for being here. If this is your first time here, welcome to the sanctuary. I'm really excited. I am in the process of building up my YouTube channel because I want to create more videos like this one that I'm about to share with you, as well as more information with business tips, branding tips, overall sovereign embodiment. I just want this to be the sacred space for you to get the medicine that you need to, again, activate your legacy and revolutionize the world with your medicine. So speaking of revolutions, Pluto is in Aquarius in our beautiful tropical astrology that so much of us have really worked with. And I say this because in sidereal astrology, we still have like 17 plus years of Pluto in Capricorn. But when we see so much of what the 3D realm has really worked with using tropical astrology, we know that the change is here. We are recognizing that Pluto is here in Aquarius, and honestly, we're gonna be in this energy of Pluto in Aquarius until about 2044. Pluto really, and I'm gonna dive deeper into more of the dates, but Pluto will make its way into Pisces on March 8th, 2043. But then on September 1st in 2043, we'll be retrograding back into Aquarius. So then it will be in Pisces permanently in 2044. So I did want to make that clear, but we are going to see even the retrograde that's happening back in 2043. We're also going to have a retrograde coming up September 1st of this year of 2024 that will bring it back into Capricorn, and then it will come back permanently, Pluto in Aquarius, November 19th of 2024. So I did want to make that clear because the way that I see it, we all know that retrogrades are the right? Revisit, realign, reassess. And the way that I'm feeling of what's going to really happen, because we've gotten a taste of Pluto in Aquarius, we're going to go back and really tighten whatever loose ends of Pluto and Capricorn that needs to get done. And so let's talk more about what's going on with the medicine of Pluto and Aquarius. But before I do want to share that this video is brought to you by the Astro Guide Digital Planner. So if you haven't heard of the Astro Guide Digital Planner, I've made this incredible digital planner that you can use on your iPad, you can use on your computer. It has hyperlinks and everything that will teach you more about where the astrology is throughout the year so that you can better strategically plan your business and life. I love using it on a tablet because I can write. There's like a daily planner, a monthly planner, a weekly planner, journal prompts, card spreads. There's a place for you to track your cycle, to start tracking your finances. This is a 690-page PDF. So it has everything to really help you work smarter, not harder, by implementing astrology into your workflow. And it's only $97. So there's also a huge guide in there, the deep dive into astrology guide, that will teach you more about the planets, the signs, the aspects, the different asteroids. It is filled with information, and it's only $97. So if you're interested in that, check out the link in the description below and you can start learning more. So with that being said, let's dive in. We know that today, January 20th, is the first day of Pluto in Aquarius. It's going to be in Aquarius until September 1st, but then it's going to be in retrograde May 2nd until September 1st. But the retrograde will end, so Pluto will station direct come October 11th, 2024, and then it'll be hanging out in Capricorn, like I mentioned earlier, to tighten some of the loose ends. But then it's going to be permanently in Pluto and Aquarius based off of tropical astrology on November 19th, again, until March 8th, 2043, until it goes back into retrograde. There's going to be a time where we're going to recognize, like, hey, it's going to hang out a little bit in Pisces, kind of like what we're experiencing now, where we have May to September that we have Pluto in Aquarius, but then it goes into retrograde. So Pluto will be in Pisces on March 8th, 2043, but then it will make its way back into Aquarius back in September 1st, 2043. But then come January 2044, it will be permanently in Pisces. So we've got about 20 years of this, and it's important to know that every planet has a transitional period that's different. But because Pluto is the last planet of the solar system, remember when they tried to say, hey, Pluto isn't a planet anymore? Okay, Pluto is the last planet in the solar system. It's taken its sweet ass time to make its orbit around the sun. But something that I think is really interesting is that the last time that we saw Pluto in Aquarius, which again is a once in a lifetime opportunity, was the American Revolution, 1777. And I mean, come on. America's going to be going through its Pluto return, right? Which is going to be so interesting because we're already seeing so many people fed up with the American government. I know I am, like seeing what's been going on with Israel and Palestine. I've made a whole video about the war on consciousness that's happening from that. You can click here if you want to watch that. But there's a lot of people that are really fed up with the way that not just the US government, but government is. And this is a major theme that is part of the Pluto and Aquarius energy. And I'm going to dive deeper into that. But I did just want to mention that the last time that we had this transit was when America was formed. And I think that's why we're seeing so much revolution again with our governments and people pissed off and wanting change, because that's what so much of this energy is. It's about the resurgence of the sovereign leader. There's going to be a huge rise, the major theme of what's going on, of shamanic resilience, right? We're going to recognizing that we are one with the earth, and we're going to stand up for Mother Earth. You're seeing more and more people being more conscious already of how they're spending. You're seeing like the kids today, other than the crazy Sephora 10-year-old kids, that's a whole other video that I'm just like, they have better skincare than me and they're like 10 years old, right? Where's the limited to and like the Claire's and like the awkward phase that we millennials and everyone else before us had, right? But anywho, you're gonna see this resilience of people who are going to stand up for the planet and stand up for humanity. There's going to be this huge soul evolution that's really occurring, and you're going to see an innovative catalyst of like, okay, cool, things aren't working. We're gonna do something to make it work. We're going to do something that is part of the solution, right? We're experiencing a revolutionary paradigm shift where more and more people are waking up. And I think something that's really important to honor and recognize is that what makes this transit and this time in human history very interesting is that if you know anything about the Hindi understanding of like the different times, the Kali Yuga ended on the 15th of January, right? So that was like the end of destruction and the dark times. And this is the whole stage into the golden age. Not only that, but we in February, we're going to have 4 planets plus the sun in Aquarius. Like, revolutionary changes, advancements in technology, all of these things are going to be what you're going to see and what we're going to see more of. And so you have to recognize that Pluto is, of course, the planet of transformation, and it's the great revealer, right? The things that aren't working, they're not going to be able to be sustained with where we're going. So you're going to see like the epitome of the Tower card in tarot, right? There's going to be a lot of destruction and falling, and it's going to look like a shit show. But after all the chaos comes order, and these old structures, they're not going to be able to be sustained with the frequency as more and more people are waking up, as more and more people are decalcifying their pineal gland, they're reclaiming their power back, they're doing inner child healing work, they're saying, hey, I'm a sacred disruptor, this ends with me. So we're seeing more people become more conscious, which is raising the frequency of the planet. This is so much of the medicine of Aquarius, right? Aquarius is known as like the archetype of Aquarius. I dive into this a lot inside the Astro Guide Digital Planner as well, where I got a lot of this information from as well. But Aquarius is known as the Great Awakener, right? So when you show up in your sovereign embodiment and you are honed into your greater vision and you are ready to answer the call to revolutionize the world with your medicine, you're unstoppable because you're connected with God, you're connected with divine, you are connected to soul. And I think so much of what's been going on is that more and more people are no longer identifying with the mind. I mean, there's a reason why I believe that mental health was so taboo and like put on the back burner, because these people in power, they loved when people weren't in their power because they were easier to manipulate and control and to have that agenda that, you know, that they wanted to have done be pushed. People are way too smart, way too aware, and more people are waking up. So there's going to be a lot of that. And something to also really mention about Aquarius is that Aquarius is an air sign, right? I'm a Gemini, so I'm an air sign, so I get this. But it's a very mental sign, right? It's a lot of the mind. And when we look at tarot, it's the card of the swords. And so this energy of Aquarius is about how do we open and hold sacred space in our consciousness, okay? And how are we allowing ourselves to really be able to awaken our neutral mind? So the neutral mind is when there's a balance between the positive and the negative, like you have the yin and yang, right? You need both of the polarities for energy to be, but there's neutrality. You don't see things as good, you don't see things as bad, you see things as are. And so we are transcending that mindset of duality that is so deeply connected with the 3D realm, right? We are moving into 5D unity consciousness. Again, when I'm talking about that shamanic resilience, we're recognizing more and more, not just our connection with earth and nature, but the connection with one another, the connection to our animals, right? We're very aware that there is only one, and it's the ego that believes that we're separate. And more people are going to be experiencing ego deaths. The way that I see ego death is like, it's again transcending the mind. So with the air sign of Aquarius, we're not identifying with the mind as someone, you know, this is the first video I've filmed this year because I've had issues with my brain. Like I've been navigating through seizures, and after I was struck by lightning and going through all of that, and you know, having probes on my head and working a lot on my mindset, and recognizing that we're not a victim of our circumstances. We're here to be victorious. It's been so much of the work that, you know, I'm doing, and I've been going through this so I can not only heal my life and improve my life, but I know God's having me go through this so I can share this with you all. And that's why I'm really excited to be building up this YouTube channel and to be sharing more. But it's time for us to expand our minds and our psychic abilities and the psychic space as it is, because again, the mind is a tool and it's not here to hurt us. It's not here to have power over us. But if you give power over your mind, you're not in your power, because you have to remember you are a soul. You are a spiritual being having a human experience, and we're going to see a lot more of this really coming through in the collective. The last piece I just really want to talk about when it comes to honoring the medicine of Pluto and Aquarius, when I'm talking about like the astrological aspects, is that Aquarius is also a fixed sign, okay? So it is the sign, when we look at God, the generator, the organizer, the deliverer, the destroyer, is a big thing we teach in Kundalini Yoga, and I'll dive more into that in an upcoming video. But the fixed sign is the deliverer, the destroyer, right? It's the embodied modalities. A lot of the energy of the fixed signs deals with masters who are really determined to sustain and achieve their goals with full force, okay? And so completing what the cardinal signs started, we saw what was working, what wasn't, and now we're going to be building new structures and having this persistence to deliver what the visions and the goals that we have to better humanity, to revolutionize the world with our medicine, because we're here embodied, right? Again, I was talking a lot about that neutral space. We're embodied in the truth of who we are. And that's why the past years have been really, really tough, because you won't know who you are until you know who you're not, right? I know for me, I've been on my healing journey deeply since 2012, right? I had a really difficult LSD trip. I was calling suicide hotlines, and then Bud and I got struck by lightning, and it was like twin flame journey, all of it. Like, I went through all of it, but I went through all the things that I knew I wanted to clear so that I can be in my embodied self. So I'm really excited for what's to come, because I've been so deep on the healing journey, and I think the seizure piece was like one of the major last pieces. But now I know, like with Pluto and Aquarius, and again, I am an air sign, so I'm like, let's go full force ahead. So I share this with you because if you're going through tough times still, just know, like, there's a reason for it all. And there is a light at the end of the tunnel, but the stars shine the brightest in the darkest of nights. And that's what you have to really understand with Pluto too. Pluto is a very cold planet. And so the cold that's happening in the environment, we need warmth, right? And so that warmth, light is warm, right? When you are by a fireplace that gives natural light, right? You're also warming up. When you are embodied in your light, you're warming up the room. This is the invitation for you to really warm up the environments, the room, the spaces you're in, your life. This is what's really the deeper medicine that Pluto and Aquarius is really inviting us to embark and really embrace. Now, I also wanted to share that if you want to get your free Pluto and Aquarius guide that is presented by the Astro Guide Digital Planner, you can also check out the description below, and it will take you to my blog, which will have the form for you to sign up, and you'll get a free workbook that will have more insights as well as card spreads and journal prompts to really hone into the energy. So this is a freebie that I'm really excited to share, and I'm really excited for you to make the most of this energy, because again, like, you came here during this revolutionary time in human history for a reason, and there's a reason why you've endured what you have. So my mission here is to help you shift that awareness. If you still think you're in a victim, you're like, poor me, why me? I want you to be victorious. I want you to be in your sovereign embodiment. You're here to lead. We are here to be sovereign leaders, and this is so much of what Pluto and Aquarius is really inviting us into. So, you know, as a projector myself, I'm like, okay, I'm a guide. I gotta take that. I have to go first. So this has been me going first. But again, I'm really excited to see and to be here with you all, and to really hone into this Pluto and Aquarius energy, because so much of what's going to occur that we're going to see in our reality is innovation and technological breakthroughs. We're going to see social and humanitarian focus be on the forefront. We're going to see more unconventional thinking challenges that are really establishing these structures, right? So we're going to be thinking outside the box to these established structures and really be like, hey, we're here to change, because we're also recognizing there's going to be a lot more about global connectivity and the overall individual empowerment, because we're children of God. We're here to be in our power. We're here to do God's work. We're here to be beacons of light. We're here for a reason to be part of the solution and to really help raise the frequency of the planet. So first, let's talk about the innovation and the technological breakthroughs that are inevitable during this time. So Aquarius is known for its association with technology and progressive ideas, and Pluto's influence in Aquarius may lead to groundbreaking innovation, scientific breakthroughs, technological advancements, and an overall shift in how society interacts with and uses technology. So the key here is to really balance and not become too dependent on technology. I mean, we're seeing a huge rise in AI, and it's only going to continue to increase. And there's going to be a lot more about space exploration and aliens and overall sustainable technologies. I can tell you, like, I live in Joshua Tree, and I firmly believe there's a Marine base down the street from my house is because there are aliens here. My trash cans have gone missing before. Like, I live on a vortex. I get it. But I also want you to recognize with these innovation and technological breakthroughs, and I'm going to share more of this in the business piece, like, this can also be to our benefit. Like, we can work smarter and not harder. And that's what I share a lot in my program, Alchemize Your System. So if you want to set up systems to help you work smarter and your harder, everything from your podcast to your emails to your project organizational tools, Alchemize Your Systems was designed with you in mind, because I want you to get all these systems set up ahead of time. And then because of advancement in technology that we've already experienced, and there's so much more that's going to come, you can work smarter and not harder. And I want to see you be able to have the computer or have technology really do things behind the scenes while you're out in the world sharing your medicine and contributing to your communities and being present with your families. This is one of the ways that I'm choosing to stay positive about the technological breakthroughs and the innovations rather than feeling the doom and gloom. But this is how I'm, again, choosing to balance it. Next, I want to talk more about the social and humanitarian focus that we're going to be seeing more of. So because Aquarius is a sign that values community and social progress, Pluto's influence in Aquarius may really prompt a focus on humanitarian efforts with a collective desire for positive societal change and the overall transformational shift in our collective consciousness. Again, we're already seeing what's going on with everything that's been going on with Israel and Palestine, and how more and more people are speaking up, demanding a ceasefire, and people are wanting change. People are tired of seeing children get killed and politicians signing bombs and, you know, missiles and with a smiling face and making a shit ton of money because they all invested in military stock and they're not caring about humans, they're just caring about money. You know, karma's a bitch and it's gonna bite them in the ass, that's all I'm gonna say. But with that being said, there's gonna be more of a heightened awareness of social issues and environmental sustainability, as well as a push for humanitarian causes and a desire for more inclusivity and real equality within society. Because again, we're gonna come together and recognize, like, hey, we're in this together. There is no you and I, there's just one, there's only the whole I, right? Like, we are one with God, we are made in the likeness of God, and there is no separation. You're gonna see a lot more of that awareness. Next, let's talk about the unconventional thinking and the challenges that are going to come up to these established structures. So Aquarius is known for its unconventional and forward-thinking approach, right? But Pluto has this reputation for dismantling these old structures in order to make way for new and improved ones. So Pluto in Aquarius is really going to encourage individuals and societies to think outside of the box, to really embrace new ideas and challenge conventional wisdom. So this may manifest as challenges to establish social norms, political systems, traditional ways of doing things, and it will really encourage a reevaluation of existing structures so that we can focus on creating a more open, interconnected, and really inclusive world. And so the thing that I like to remember is that as a millennial, we are the smartest generation that's ever been on this planet. We're the most, college educated, and with the advancement of technology, we've learned a lot over social media and learned beyond what the textbooks in school really brought. There was also a huge rise in psychedelic reform to help us think outside the box. And those are the people that are really going to continue to challenge these established structures, because they're standing up for something bigger, and they're the ones that are going to say enough is enough, and it's time for us to really be part of the solution because we deserve more. So I'm really excited about that with Pluto and Aquarius. The next one I really want to talk about is global connectivity. So Aquarius is really deeply connected to the global community, right? And with Pluto's influence, there may be an emphasis on global connection and collaboration and breaking down the barriers that limit international cooperation. So this could be this could really manifest in advancements in communication technologies and increased interconnectedness. And something that I've been seeing personally is that you're seeing more and more countries that are coming together that are suing Israel and are claiming Israel and the United States for war crimes. You're seeing there's more connection of people being like, enough is enough and we got to stand up for one another. And this is going to be more of this theme really as Pluto moves into Aquarius. The last major piece I really want to talk about with the deeper medicine before I go into the business and the personal level is there's going to be a huge rise of individual empowerment. So when we look at Aquarius, right, it's often recognized as the sign of collective efforts, and Pluto's influence can really empower individuals to take charge of their destinies, right? So while most people have become fed up with the way things are, I'm just going to say don't be surprised if there's even more of a push for personal empowerment and self-expression within the context of broader social changes, because you're going to see a rise of sovereign embodiment within the collective, and you're going to see more people that are really focused on what's important and being authentically who they are, and standing up for the things that are really important for them, which I think is great. Now let's just dive in deeper on the ways to slay Pluto and Aquarius on a personal level. So a big piece is breaking free from the conformity and really embrace change and evolution. You're going to see a rise in the connection of like-minded individuals and souls, the involvement of humanitarian causes, a heightened sense of intuition and insight, and the overall exploration of future goals. So when we're talking about breaking free from conformity and really embracing change and evolution, Aquarius is the rebel, okay? And it loves to rebel against conformity and really is the sign that supports unconventional and unique qualities. And Pluto is that sign of transformation and rebirth, right? So with Pluto and Aquarius in the mix, you may feel this strong desire to really break free from societal conditions and expectations and express yourself more freely. So see this as the opportunity to really embrace change willingly, which could involve challenging traditional norms, embracing more authentic version of yourself through your style, your art, and your hobbies, and just simply not giving a fuck what other people are saying, because the people who are judging you, like, they may not understand, but they're not your people, and that's fine. Let's talk about, with that, connecting with more like-minded souls. While Aquarius is a social and community-oriented sign, Pluto's transformative energy can really prompt you to reevaluate your friendships and what are the ones that you're taking with you and what are the ones you're not, because during this transit, it may be time to really reevaluate those current relationships and release the ones that are no longer meant to be part of your journey and where you're headed. And that can be extremely tough because there's emotional connection to it, but you want to make sure that there's reciprocity in your relationships, because otherwise you're giving away your power and you deserve more, right? So with this, you're making space to call in and draw in more like-minded individuals who share your vision and your values, and really deepen these connections with those who support your growth and release the relationships that hinder your personal development. So again, there can be a grieving period and it can be tough, but people come in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I think it's really important for us to remember that as we go forward, because you're stepping into a new season of who you are. Next, let's talk about the involvement of humanitarian causes. So because Aquarius is linked with humanitarian efforts and social causes, under Pluto's influence, you might feel this strong surge to really contribute to a greater cause and get involved in charitable activities or support initiatives that align with your values. Like for me, I'm really passionate about psychedelic therapy. I'm really passionate and I'm an advocate for mental health awareness. So I'm excited to be sharing more and investing and contributing and donating to organization like MAPS to help with further research and everything that I've been going through with my health recently. Working with some of the best neurologists that there are, and I'm very, very grateful. I want to, be a spokesperson for psychedelic therapy, and I believe that also a lot of the work that I've been doing with holistic healing for seizures, now that I've been working with my Healy, and if you want to learn more, you can watch this video here on how Healy has really helped me with seizures. But I'm also doing a lot of acupuncture and working on more Oriental medicine, bridging that worlds of Eastern and Western medicine, and focusing on the things that really feel aligned with me, because I'm turning 35 and I really care about my health and well-being. I want to be a mom, so I'm really conscious of those things. And so those are things that are really important for me, because again, I believe there's a reason why I've struggled with mental health my entire life. I've talked a lot about this on the Sovereign Society podcast, but I'm not a victim of that anymore, and I just want to continue to be that beacon of light. So that's an example of humanitarian causes that we can really stand up for. Maybe you're passionate about plastic in the ocean. Maybe you're passionate about human rights in the workspace and water. We got the Palestine issues. There's so many things that are going on, but the more that we find the passion and the things that are really in alignment with our values and we do something about it, this is how we're really going to change the world. Next, let's talk about the heightened intuition and insight. So because Pluto is a transformative energy that can really deepen your intuition and insight, this is the great invitation for you to start really paying attention to your inner guidance during this period, and to trust your instincts and really consider exploring spiritual practices or introspective activities that enhance your self-awareness. With that said, I really feel like that's why, post 2012, there is so much of us that fell into the false light trap. If you want to learn more about that, you can click here, because we had to learn what doesn't work and what does work, and there's now discernment from that. And so rather than constantly looking for answers outside of us, we're going to be able to find more of those answers within. We're drinking cleaner water, we're tapping more into our intuition, we're trusting our intuition, we're connecting deeper with the divine, trusting God's plan and how things are unfolding. And you're going to see a lot more of this as Pluto is making its way through Aquarius. And the last one of the personal edition that I really want to talk about is the exploration of future goals. So Aquarius is very forward thinking, and Pluto's influence can really stimulate your long-term vision. And so I really invite you to take this time to really explore your future goals and aspirations, and to really set ambitious yet realistic objectives that align with your evolving sense of self. So see this as an opportunity for you to be innovative along the way and really make sure you approach challenges with a fresh new perspective, because it's important to remember that life is happening for you and not to you. And the only person getting in your way of you achieving your goals is you. So start honing in on those blessed up habits. How is that blessed up version of you showing up, and really become them. Start to have those stronger boundaries of saying no, know when you need to take that rest. Know that, it can only get better from here, especially if you're devoted to your future goals, your greater why, and your purpose, and you have a deeper intention with what you're doing. Next, I want to talk about the ways to slay Pluto and Aquarius on the business edition. So, there's going to be, again, as I mentioned earlier, a rise in technological advancements in digital solutions and data privacy, as well as innovative business models and overall inclusive marketing. You're also going to see a rise in business around social responsibility and sustainable efforts. And again, collaboration is the new competition. And it's also going to be important to really hone in on the well-being and the growth and the empowerment of your employees. First, let's talk about the technological advancements in the digital solutions and data privacy. And this is huge because I don't know about you, but I've been, I got scammed twice recently. Once was like a fake text message that was sent from like the US Postal Service because I was getting a package, and they hacked me. They hacked into my Target card and ended up spending like $800 at Total Wine and like $200 at Carl's Jr. And I got hacked on my Instagram, which is why I had to start from scratch, from these guys from Nigeria. And I know they're from Nigeria because I FaceTimed them, and they were giving like scam Bitcoin thing. I fell for it, but you know what? You live and you learn. But I had to start my Instagram from scratch. I was at like 11,000 followers on Instagram, and now I've had to rebuild it up. So make sure you follow me on Instagram at Sabrina Riccio. I'll have that link in the description as well. But you're going to see that because Aquarius is associated with technological and innovation and technology and innovation and information and data, Pluto's transformative energies are going to continue to encourage businesses to embrace cutting-edge technologies, automations, and digital solutions. So this can really lead to more efficient operations and enhanced competitiveness, which is interesting because I have a friend that works for Red Bull, and he's like, yeah, I'm taking a class right now from UC Berkeley about AI. So they're stepping up. Don't be surprised. I mean, the only thing that sucks with AI is like when you have a customer service and you can tell it's not a human on the other side. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves, right? But anywho, this can really lead to more efficient operations and really enhance competitiveness because they can focus on other areas and the things that are going to increase profit margins and overall sustainability practices, right? So Pluto's influence of disruption and destruction can really heighten the sense of awareness around data privacy and security. And business may also invest in more robust cybersecurity measures, especially since everyone is paying with credit card and we've become a cashless society, which I don't think is great, because what happens if everything, like the grid or whatever that all of our information or the money is on, or these banks go bankrupt, like, and we're relying on that. To me, being a total cashless society is not something that's very sovereign, but that's just my opinion. But you're going to see an interesting thing with technology and money as well, as something that I'm really predicting. But it's important for us to also make sure that if we run a business, or we're going to see in other businesses, that our protection is ensured of really sensitive information and maintaining customer trust. 'Cause like I said, bank account informations and logins and all of that, it's all on the cloud. So we need to really be careful and aware of that as well. The next piece I really want to share is innovative business models and overall inclusive marketing, because one of the major themes of Pluto and Aquarius includes disrupting outdated systems and structures. This transit will really challenge traditional business models, because Aquarius really values inclusivity and diversity, and companies may explore unconventional approaches and disruptive strategies and just overall new ways of delivering products or services to be more inclusive and adaptable to the ever-changing business landscape, okay? So this is a time for businesses to think outside of the box and really innovate their respective industries to represent more diversity within the voices and perspectives of the companies and the brands and the people, while also resonating with a broader audience through their marketing and branding strategies. So as someone who has a degree in marketing and is a brand strategist, like, this is something I'm really excited to be diving more into. So if you need help with that or want more support with that, hit me up for Sovereign CEO. I'd love to help you, again, work smarter, not harder, and be aware and just have an outsider perspective of things to help with your business. But there's going to be a desire for more inclusivity in marketing, and you're going to see, especially because when we look at Gen Zers, they love the inclusive marketing. Like, they're the first generation of like the 2000s. So it's a very interesting group of people, and they're also like the post 9/11 kids. So they've only seen a world where there's just been war and destruction. So I think that's where a lot of them are a little more radical in self-expression and whatnot. But you're going to want to recognize that the brands that are really more inclusive in marketing, those are going to be the ones that are really successful. The next topic I really want to talk about is social responsibility and overall sustainable efforts. So Aquarius is a socially conscious sign, and Pluto's influence may drive businesses to really focus on more social responsibility, right? We talked about this before, of like humanitarian efforts. So while Pluto and Aquarius really emphasizes environmental awareness, companies may engage in more sustainable practices, such as eco-friendly practices through their packaging, sustainable sourcing. You know, you're going to see, I think, more of a rise of being aware of what ingredients or what products are used inside that they're sourcing for their products. Green initiatives, all of these things are going to be non-negotiable if they really want to see success, while also making sure that they're supporting social causes and really aligning their missions with values that resonate with consumer demand for not only environmentally responsible products and services, but also making sure that they're really taking a stand for the evolution of humanity and ethical practices and overall efforts for a better tomorrow today. Those are going to be the brands that are most successful, because they're showing that they're not just here for corporate greed. They actually want to make a difference through their businesses and brands, and more people want that. People want to shop locally. People want to shop small. People are being a lot more discerning with how they spend their money. And so you're going to see a lot more of, you know, the smaller artists and these smaller businesses really take off, which is why, you know, if you have a dream to start your business, go for it. If you need help, check out my program, Business Alchemy, because it has everything you need to really start your business. And one of the last two pieces of the business edition that I really want to talk about of the ways to slay Pluto and Aquarius is collaboration is the new competition. And this is something I've been passionate about sharing, because Aquarius really thrives on collaboration and networking, and Pluto is here to really encourage businesses to build strong partnerships and to join industry alliances and really foster collaborative efforts. Again, we're all in this together, right? This can really lead to shared resources and knowledge exchange and mutual growth, because we all have different gifts and we all have different passions and we all have different awareness and education. And it's time for us to come together and create something bigger. Like we'll create greater change when we come together. The lone wolf days are over. The competition doesn't work anymore. It's actually a really yucky, scarcity kind of mindset, greedy thing. And collaboration, like, if we're coming together and joining heads and focusing on that, we can skyrocket together, right? So we have to recognize that, again, we all have our own strengths, and when we harness our individual strengths and come together with a greater vision and mission, the overall emphasis is that humanity wins. And so again, it can look really kind of messy right now because we're still dismantling a lot of these old systems, but I predict that humanity is going to win with what we're going through if we continue to lead with love, and we continue to lead with oneness and the bigger vision and the bigger mission and the sacred why behind why we're doing what we're doing. And so the last piece I really want to share about the ways to slay Pluto and Aquarius for business is employee empowerment and growth and well-being. So a business is only as strong as its team, and so the focus on human-centric values that Aquarius really brings, combined with Pluto's transformative energy, may really lead businesses to prioritize mental health and overall employee well-being, especially since the stigma that of around mental health has really been, we've been working hard to dismantle that, right? So you're seeing more and more businesses really hone in on mental health days and company retreats. And there's also an interesting thing that I'm really excited about, is that more and more businesses are actually investing in psychedelic therapy within their employees, which I think is huge. Psychedelics saved my life and something I'm deeply passionate about. My therapist is constantly trying to get me to become a therapist and do psychedelic therapy. Who knows, maybe someday. But you're going to see such a rise of this, right? Because it's time for us to just be in our power and, again, stop identifying with the mind. So there's also going to be a lot of initiatives around more flexible work arrangements. We're already seeing that with like more work from home opportunities, again, mental health support and overall empowerment programs, and that can become more prevalent alongside the rise of investment in these employee training programs and education, skill development, and continuous learning, so that teams can stay adapted to changes in trends and the needs while being happy in their work environments and beyond. It's like that friend that I shared that works for Red Bull, that he's learning about AI. All of these things are going to be changing, and I'm really excited to witness it. But with that being said, Pluto and Aquarius will really adjust, or it will really impact people differently depending on where their placement is in their astrological chart. So it's going to be affecting everyone differently. All I know is that I am so curious to see what's going to unfold come February, when we have 4 planets in Aquarius plus the sun. It's going to be so interesting. And again, now that we're out of the Kali Yuga and we're going into the golden age, change is here. So along with this change, just make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're honoring your boundaries. Make sure that you're taking care of your overall mental health and well-being, because again, Pluto is the great revealer. There's a lot of things that we're going to have to come face to face with that we've maybe been avoiding, but it's not meant to go with us. And so trust this process and really honor the journey, and know that there's a reason why you're here, and there's a reason why God has allowed you and had you really be part of this life right now. But we're going through a massive timeline shift. We're going to see major changes. So again, make sure you're taking time away from technology. Make sure you're taking time to journal. Make sure you're taking time to take care of your mental health and well-being and having fun, and really, remembering what life is about, and to spend the quality time with the relationships. So again, if you want to learn more about Pluto and Aquarius, and this video is relatively long, but it was like a workshop in itself. I really am excited about this, because I know for me, I've just been feeling so stagnant since I've been sick, and I'm ready for a change. And I really believe that this is going to help me really continue to dismantle what's no longer serving, so that for my own well-being, and so that I can be fully present for you. So I'd love to hear more of what you thought. Again, if you want to check out the Astro Guide Digital Planner, if you want to check out Business Alchemy, if you want to check out Alchemize Your Systems, And if you want to get the free guide, as well as if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, you can check out the description below. There's a ton of information there. But I'm really excited to be here with you building up this YouTube channel. And I'm curious to know, what are ways that you're choosing to make the most of Pluto and Aquarius? I want to know what you thought of this video and what you're doing, because this is a community. We are the Sovereign Society. And I'm excited to be sharing more. I'm also going to be creating a video about Pluto and Aquarius and what it means for your business. So stay tuned for that in the next coming days. But excuse me, not Pluto and Aquarius, but Aquarius season. So the sun moving into Aquarius. So if you haven't yet, give a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel and ring that little bell so you know when videos are coming. I'm really, really excited to be focusing on this platform because I'm really burnt out and over social media. But again, I'm excited to be here with you. Thank you for being here. Just slow and steady wins the race with this Pluto and Aquarius, and just know, like, God has you here for a reason, and there's a reason why you've endured what you have. So you are a victim. You're no longer a victim of your circumstances. You're here to be victorious. You're here to lead in your sovereign embodiment. You are a sovereign leader. So just honor the journey, trust the process, and choose to answer the call and how you're here to be part of the solution. And I'm going to be here to help you get there too. So again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll be seeing you next time. Satnam.